Maybe it's oh, it's got a 10-second delay.
Next to the podium. How about now? Can you hear? How's it sounding? It's probably a delay. It's like a 30-second delay. Yeah. Perfect.
It's good. Good stuff. Well, it was actually our only option because our YouTube channel was not. It might be. I think the metric was quite low. How big does your channel have to be? You said our YouTube channel. I know your numbers lower.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Fielding Norton, the Managing Director of the Wilkes Center for Climate Science and Policy here at the University of Utah. And it is great to see so many of you here to help us award, announce, and celebrate the winner of the 2025 Wilkes Climate Launch Prize in our brand new space, which, isn't it amazing? We're super excited to have you here. Before we announce the winner, we do have a very brief program. It's inspiring. We'll begin with a brief welcome message from President Taylor Randall here at the U, followed by some opening remarks and insights from Vice Provost and Senior Dean Peter Trappa. After that, we'll do a quick recap of the journey that brought us to this point. And finally, we will have a chance to celebrate the runners-up and the winner of the Wilkes Prize before finally closing with some additional insights from Dean Pearl Sandick. So why don't we first please roll President Randall's message.
Good evening, everyone. While I regret I cannot be there in person, I'm happy to participate in announcing the 2025 Wilkes Climate Launch Prize winners. On behalf of the University of Utah, congratulations to this year's Launch Prize recipients. The work you're pursuing represents exactly the kind of innovative solutions our world urgently needs, and we're honored to support your efforts to scale and amplify your impact. The Wilkes Center continues to exemplify our university's commitment to addressing one of humanity's greatest challenges. From advancing cutting-edge research by our faculty to empowering the next generation of leaders, the center serves as a vital bridge between academic excellence and real-world impact. The Wilkes Climate Launch Prize stands as a powerful testament to this mission, transforming promising ideas into tangible solutions. Once again, congratulations to the 2025 Wilkes Prize winner, and go Utah. Once again, congratulations to the 2025 Wilkes Prize winner, and go Utah.
Well, it's a great pleasure to be here today. I'm delighted to be joined by all of you. On the way over here, I was reflecting on the history of the Wilkes Center. I thought I'd say a few words about that. So it was just about 3.5 years ago when Clay and Marie Wilkes approached Taylor Randall in person, not the digital version of him, with what was just a glimmer of an idea of what the Wilkes Center could become. And it wasn't too long after that that it crystallized, and there was a formal announcement of the launch of the Wilkes Center in just August of 2022. So just over 3 years now that we're into the Wilkes Center. That announcement took place at the roof deck of the Museum of Natural History. Some of you may have been there. It was a moment of great optimism and resolve and celebration. And afterward, there was a reception out on that roof deck. And again, some of you may remember this. Something really remarkable happened. Because from that vantage, you can take in the entire valley, and you see this expanse of economic prosperity and development. And in the same frame, you can see the West Desert and the Great Salt Lake. And as if on cue, a dust cloud emerged from the West Desert and descended on the south end of the lake and it was approaching downtown. So you couldn't have scripted a more powerful image to reinforce and validate the mission of the center, which is to catalyze innovation and solutions for the challenges posed by a changing climate and to put the best objective science in the hands of decision makers and policymakers. Now, there's a lot of dimensions to that kind of innovation, certainly harnessing the power of student innovators, and it's great to see some student Wilkes scholars here tonight, also investing in basic scientific research. But from the very beginning, the prize was central to executing on that vision, sourcing the best ideas from around the world and catalyzing their successful implementation. And I don't think any of us could have had the foresight 3 years ago to understand how critical that partnership between private philanthropy, other sources of private funding, and a publicly funded state research institution like the University of Utah, how critical that partnership has become in the changing landscape of federal funding, especially around something as politicized as climate. So it's really gratifying to be assembled with all of you on the occasion of the prize and to have seen what it's become. We might hear more of the details, but I think there's over 1,000 applicants from all over the world in this iteration of the prize. What the prize has become is not only a celebration of the truly exceptional winner. We're all here to celebrate our winner tonight. But increasingly, Fielding and his colleagues and John and others are taking the prize beyond just the recognition of one individual to create an entire community of those dozens and dozens and dozens of really innovative ideas that came out of the competition. So excited to be here tonight for the announcement of the prize winner. Equally excited about the future of the prize and the future of the center. So with that, I think I'll turn it over to you, Fielding.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Dean Trappa. And I'll extend some additional thanks to folks that deserve it, because it takes a lot of people and a lot of different resources to make a prize like this happen. So first, I'll say a huge thanks to our sponsors, whose vision and generosity are crucial to a successful prize. Clay and Marie Wilkes, as well as the Cumming Foundation. David Cumming, I don't know if he's here today. I thought he might be, but he has just been an incredible also advisor to me and to the Wilkes team, and a resource that we really respect and trust. So it's just really impressive what they've done. So to both families for seeing the need and choosing optimism and impact for their gifts, let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to thank University of Utah leadership that's here tonight, including Dean Trappa. I see Provost Missy Montoya and Pearl Sandick, the Dean of College of Sciences, who will speak to us a little bit later. And I also see quite a few members of our faculty Wilkes leadership team who are critical to our strategy. They get their hands dirty and work on actual projects, including the Wilkes Prize. And so thank you for being here tonight and for all you do to help make the Wilkes Center successful and the prize itself. I also want to thank a distinguished panel of judges. These 6 folks, from all over the world, different types of organizations, both business, the private sector, academia, etc. We got Chris Lowell, Tina Fawcett, Brian O'Hearn, Craig Moore, who is actually here with us tonight. Craig. We have Isaac Rutenberg, Elaine Hungenberg, and these folks put in countless hours and countless iterations on scoring on their own, getting together, discussing, debating, and so it was a truly labor of love from them, and just the range of expertise that each one brought to the table, I think, ended up producing a really incredible result, which we will be announcing very shortly. So please, let's recognize our judges. Many of you might be aware that the Climate Launch Prize at the U is one of the largest university-run climate prizes in the world, with a purse this year of $250,000. And that is not an investment, that's a grant, that's a gift. It's a prize. Its purpose is to identify bold, scalable ideas with the power to reduce greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and strengthen our resilience to climate threats. This year, as Dean Trappa mentioned, we received over 1,100 applications. That's up from about 200 the year before, so about a 5X, from 95 countries. The variety of submissions was extraordinary. We had submissions from startups, nonprofits, academic teams, grassroots organizations. What they all had in common was they were putting forward their version of climate solutions. And it was tough to narrow and winnow and pick. But every entry was evaluated against 3 criteria. Number 1, scalability. So how big an impact could this solution have in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Second criterion, feasibility. Is it technically and operationally achievable now or in the very near future so that the impact can begin? And then third, co-benefits. How does the solution improve lives and livelihoods, health, and ecosystems? So those criteria guided us to make our way down that funnel and get us to 6 finalists, which all presented back in May at the Wilkes Summit. Many of you saw those presentations. Those 6 finalists also had to produce a much more detailed application, which then the judges spent quite a bit of time with, sifting through and debating, as I said. So, but we finally got down to 6 finalists, and they ranged from sustainable construction materials to next generation food systems to innovations in water and fertilizer, just an incredible range of amazing applications. To give you a closer look at those 6 finalists, we have another video prepared, which will express it in words and pictures to give you a closer look at some of the stories behind those this year's 6 finalists. So why don't we roll that video?
The Wilkes Climate Launch Prize at the University of Utah seeks to accelerate technological advances for climate solutions that benefit humanity and ecosystems worldwide. Each year, this University of Utah Prize, one of the largest university-affiliated climate awards in the world, continues to seek out and elevate the most promising and impactful solutions to climate change across the world. Globally, in 2025, the $250,000 Wilkes Climate Launch Prize received over 1,100 submissions. The Wilkes Center team and a panel of expert judges evaluate the submissions for feasibility, scalable impact, and potential for co-benefits for communities, economies, or ecosystems. The top finalists then present in person at the Wilkes Climate Summit in Salt Lake City.
Shamsina makes solar water heaters accessible to all Egyptians, from the energy poor to the energy conscious. So at Shamsina, we're working on making solar water heating affordable to a wide range of the population. We do this by locally manufacturing so that we can cut down on the cost, and also by using a hybrid set of scaling models so that we can reach the entire population.
The company is De Novo Food Labs, and we're a precision fermentation company focused on producing nutritional high-value proteins so that we don't have to harvest it from cow's milk. So essentially trying to make the food system more sustainable by getting those same proteins without having to harvest it from animals.
What you're looking at right here is basically the first professional acoustic guitar that is fitted with a Pyrus fretboard. Normally, fretboards are made of endangered hardwood like ebony and rosewood. We want to gather the funding necessary to create the first production line for our new material, Pyrus, which is a new type of wood made completely from food waste.
Build Up Nepal is helping poor families to build safe houses at really low cost using eco-friendly bricks. Poor families are dreaming about living in like a middle class in houses built from bricks and concrete. They can't afford it. And the 5 bricks is a huge climate problem. It's 1/3 of Nepal's CO2 emissions. So we thought, how can we help poor families build houses that they can afford and prevent a climate disaster? And we found a way to make eco-friendly bricks.
When you think about ways you can use electrochemistry, we explored a bunch of different applications: water desalination, water softening, different types of wastewater treatment, and we ultimately landed on this idea to remove ammonium from wastewater to try to address both nitrogen pollution and also recover wasted products from wastewater.
The Wilkes Climate Launch Prize competition has already shown to effectively empower the best ideas to tackle climate change.
Winning the Wilkes Prize has just been a tremendous accelerant for the company. Our company's focused on developing carbon removal technologies, and specifically a technology called biochar. And the basic idea of biochar is you take agricultural waste or wood waste, any kind of biomass, and you thermally convert it into a very pure form of charcoal called biochar. And when you do that, it helps the soil, so it increases crop yield. It also permanently sequesters the carbon in the biochar. So if this is done on a massive scale, we can sequester billions of tons of CO2 every year and help farmers to grow more food.
Luma Bioscience is a really unique company. We're a pharmaceutical company, but we have a really unique way of making pharmaceuticals. We express protein biologics in algae, but they're edible algae, ones that are cleared to be consumed in the United States. And so we have a really good approach to deliver what are typically sophisticated and very expensive therapeutics for very low cost. So we had this platform that was really good at administering a really sophisticated therapeutic to animals. When we started learning more about methane and the effects of methane, immediately we thought it was a great fit. We've gotten money from the Grantham Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the Methane Hub. We've had a lot of investor meetings. There's a lot of interest in what we're doing. The Wilkes Foundation helped us build all that. So we're grateful, but more importantly, we think what we found is going to be really impactful, not just for our company, but for the climate.
Beyond just the annual prize winners, the Wilkes Climate Launch Prize at the University of Utah is building a global community network of innovators.
The vision of this prize really comes from Clay and Marie Wilkes' founding of the Wilkes Center, and this was a key part of the Wilkes Center mission from its inception. What's exciting is that enthusiasm has now grown. We've expanded this prize and partnered with other groups around the state and the country, and there's a lot of potential to take these ideas and to grow them and to have an even bigger immediate impact on the climate problem. The urgency of the problems that we see today in our backyard, every summer, every winter, fire seasons, low snowpack, a shrinking Great Salt Lake, it gives us an immense amount of motivation, and I would say really helps us connect with people and connect beyond the university.
By connecting climate problem solvers with a network of experts, collaborators, and funders, the Wilkes Center for Climate Science and Policy is striving to accelerate technological breakthroughs. This means that real climate solutions will emerge in the coming years, transforming Utah and the broader world into a more sustainable and resilient place for future generations.
That gives you a pretty impressive sense of the range and the diversity and the commitment and the innovation of those different entrepreneurs. Pretty impressive. So one more step we took after those 6 finalists was we went to the tough step of identifying the top 3 finalists, and those are the 3 that we're here to talk about tonight. In fact, this is the moment we've been waiting for, and you've been waiting for, and that's the announcement and presentation of the awards. So we'll begin with the runners-up. There are 2 of them, and they're not in any particular order. I'll name them in order, but that doesn't mean anything. Each of these teams embodies the spirit of the bold and practical innovation that the prize is designed to elevate. So one runner-up is Jean Lorenz and his team from De Novo Food Labs, using precision fermentation to create next-generation nutritional solutions. Jean was not able to be here tonight, nor was the second runner-up, Margaret Lumley and her team from Roca Water, using electrochemistry to recover valuable materials from wastewater. Both companies doing incredible things and well-deserving of their runner-up award and their top 3 finalist award. And so now the winning solution addresses the highly polluting brick sector in South Asia, which is responsible for over 640 million tons of CO2 annually. And it does this by scaling climate-friendly, coal-free bricks through local micro-enterprises. They've already built over 12,000 homes, launched 220 rural enterprises, and avoided 125,000 tons of CO2 emissions. Their model is low cost, it's field proven, and delivers powerful co-benefits: green jobs, resilient housing, and dramatically improved air quality. So it's all the things we were looking for in the winning prize. So among an incredible group of innovators, Build Up Nepal stood out to our judging panel as the most well-rounded, shovel-ready, and socially transformative solution. So now, please join me in congratulating the winner of the 2025 Wilkes Climate Launch Prize, Nepal, Build Up Nepal, represented by Bjorn Soderberg, CEO and co-founder.
That's what a climate award looks like.
It's practically still alive.
Exactly.
You can put it back there, and
Thank
then we'll take good care of it for you later. But please, if you'll make a few remarks, we'd love to hear from you. Take your seat, too.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, and we are really honored to. I mean, when you see here, we came in May and met the other finalists, and you realize that to be selected among those type of solutions, it also gives us the confidence that we are really onto something here. So, Build Up Nepal, we started in 2015. I've been living in Nepal for the past 25 years, and in 2015 we had a massive earthquake. It destroyed 800,000 homes. And the scale of the disaster was just unimaginable. Me and my wife, we went out to the villages, we tried to help people rebuild. And what we learned out there is that, as always, in this kind of disasters, whether climate or natural, is always the poor families hit the hardest. And we realized that these families have a dream. They all dream of the same thing, to live like the middle class, in houses made out of bricks. And that's an absolute climate disaster. When we realized that 800,000 houses are now going to be built in this technology that is responsible for 1/3 of Nepal's CO2 emissions. And then there's going to be more year after year after year. So we thought there must be a better way. How can we make bricks that are eco-friendly, that is cheap enough, that poor families can actually afford a home? And we started innovating. So we take soil from the ground, sand from the river, and mix it with a little bit of cement and industrial ash. We compress it in a machine and make bricks that looks like little pieces of Lego. You have one on your table. That's not the real one, it's a 3D printed version. The real ones are heavy to carry. They're 8 kilos each. But it looks like Lego. They're so easy to build, anyone can learn it. And we have spent the last 10 years bringing this technology to every town and every village across the country. What we try to do is that we find these local driven entrepreneurs. They get a machine from us and we teach them how to make bricks, how to build disaster resilient houses that can withstand either earthquakes or floods. And then they build their own communities. And we should remember that these local entrepreneurs, they are the heroes here. Because what we do, we train, we teach, but they are there every single day building. That's how we have built 12,000 houses. That's how we're planning to build 100,000 by 2030. And that's how we're going to make a real impact. And what this prize really means to us, we are at a pivotal place actually right now. 2 years ago, the worst thing happened. We had another earthquake in Nepal. Another 79,000 homes were destroyed. And the difference was that this time we had 2 of our enterprises at the epicenter of this earthquake. We had 24 buildings made, houses, schools, and hospitals. And when 90% of the buildings fell down, ours stood tall. And this created a lot of trust in this technology, and we are now facing another great reconstruction. But this time we're ready. And what this prize is going to help us to do is to make sure that we have enough enterprises. We are trying to train 3,000 masons over the next 1 year to be ready to deal with this level of construction, to prove this technology that it can really work at scale, which is the key to scaling it all over Nepal and then internationally to other countries. What we are hoping for, especially, is for others to replicate it. We want people to copy what we do, take what we have done and copy it, make it better, because this problem is so big that we cannot solve it ourselves. But we can present a solution that together we can come and spread across the world. So I would like to say thank you very much for this amazing opportunity. It really comes as an amazing time for us. And I hope you come down to Nepal and see our houses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Bjorn, for those inspiring remarks and for all the work you and Build Up Nepal are doing to make a difference. It's tremendous. One final thank you I would like to put out, and that's to the Wilkes Center staff, and especially calling out Kyla Welch and Ross Chambliss for all the work that they did, along with the catering team, AV team, and everybody else, security, to just put on a terrific event in our new space. It's just fabulous. So thank you so much. And now finally, to close us out this evening, please welcome Pearl Sendek, the Dean of College of Science.
Absolutely. Good evening, everybody. I'm Pearl Sendek. I'm a professor of physics and astronomy, and I'm also the interim dean of the College of Science. And congratulations, first and foremost, to Bjorn and your team at Build Up Nepal. Really inspirational. I mean, I was so impressed when you gave your pitch at the summit, and it's just amazing to see and hear, and I'm so excited to hear what you do next. As Peter mentioned, this was a really incredible year for the Wilkes Climate Launch Prize with over 1,100 submissions from around the world. We saw so many examples of creative and bold ideas to address urgent needs and emerging opportunities. The environmental challenges that we're facing today in our society are very complex. And as Build Up Nepal and so many others that we've seen are demonstrating, our capacity for innovation is enormous. And that's something we're really committed to in the College of Science and more broadly here on campus at the University of Utah. One of the president's key strategic goals is innovation for societal impact, and this is exactly what we're here celebrating today. The Wilkes Center is playing a really critical role in exactly that space, with their emphasis on rigorous, cutting-edge climate research, delivering that information to decision makers, and fostering the next generation of solution-oriented leaders to solve the most pressing challenges facing society. As always, we're grateful to Clay and Marie Wilkes and the Cumming Foundation for their commitment to catalyzing innovative science solutions that address climate change. I want to thank the leadership team of Wilkes, the managing director, Fielding Norton, the scientific director, John Lynn, where are you, John? There you are, John. As well as Ross Chambliss, Maxie Wright, and Kyla Welch, who helped make this event possible here today. I also want to thank President Randall, Vice Provost Trappa, and Provost Montoya for all of your support. It's the whole university that makes things like this possible and the place that things like this can grow and be really successful. And finally, I want to thank all of you for being a part of this vital work and for joining us here today to celebrate. So once again, congratulations to Build Up Nepal, the Wilkes 2025 prize winner. And with that, this is the conclusion of our formal program. I want to invite you all to continue those conversations, pick up where you left off, form new conversations. There's still food and drinks to be had. And I look forward to seeing many of you at the Wilkes Summit in 2026. Thank you.